Nation, guys. I'm Jarrell.
And I'm Josh.
And today we are doing the final part of the Scott Gimple Entertainment Weekly interview. And in the fourth and final part of the Walking Dead franchise overview discussion, Scott Gimple talks about the criticism of Season 5 of Fear the Walking Dead, what's in store for Season 6, including what sounds like a time jump at some point, and news of even more Walking Dead content coming our way.
Yeah, so talking about the elephant in the room, Fear the Walking Dead.
Ooh, that is a big hot topic discussion because, yeah, we definitely want to know about some of this stuff.
All right, guys, let's get into it. Entertainment Weekly, there was some pretty critical takes out there about Season 5 of Fear the Walking Dead. When you look back on that season now, what's your take on it? Is there anything you feel didn't work as well as you had hoped? Or was this just part of this plan, and this is a stretch of this plan that you need to go through to get to somewhere else? All right. Scott Gimple, right there. You just said it. We've been lucky enough on the show to be able to do these long-range plans. Season 5 was about setting up this journey that these characters are on through there to Season 6. And I think people are going to see the relationship between those two seasons. I think even getting to the very end of Season 5, the last few moments, really informing the whole season about reaching the benevolence and reaching for sweetness and art and just life, and how in the circumstances they're in, it didn't work. And how we leave a person that put that forward, isolated, alone, bleeding in a dead town, meaning Morgan.
Yeah.
Sure. I don't see it. You can't tell me as a viewer to say, hey, hang in there, Season 5 leads into this grandiose plan for Season 6. Because we had a plan like that in Season 4? 3.
What?
3 to 4. The
3
dam.
to 4. Yeah, the dam. 3 to 4. Yeah.
And that fell apart, literally.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we know, you guys, we're still Fear the Walking Dead fans.
Yeah.
We know a lot of you kind of checked out at Season 3 or even, especially with Season 4. I'm
hoping that that's the
storytelling's
case.
interesting.
I shouldn't be so... should I be so critical? No, right?
I mean, we've been critical. We haven't been massively critical because we're understanding where they're wanting to go with the story, and we're going to be getting a lot of information from this interview. Yeah. And I just think that, they're going into Season 6, so, they're still, good to go. But it's just going to be, we need something better than what we've had the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, you said it. You said it. And I'm hoping that, seeing the end of Season 5, and how our characters are separated, I think, obviously it leads into Season 6, and I am excited about it. I just hope that we get some really good storytelling.
Yeah. So Entertainment Weekly asks, it's actually the thing I like most about the franchise, even when you guys were pulling in the most insane numbers in history of television on The Walking Dead, you were still doing crazy stuff you would never expect such a popular show to be doing. You mentioned that obviously this is all leading to Season 6. What can you say at this point about what you have all planned creatively for Season 6 on Fear? Scott Gimple says, I don't know how much has been shared yet, but I'll share a little bit of it. Unilaterally. Structurally, the show is going to change quite a bit. There's going to be a great deal more focus within the stories. A little less vignette in telling 16 little movies, talking about the Owl tapes. The guys are out of the gate wonderfully with the first 2 episodes, and it is a differentiating thing. It's something that separates that show from the other 2 shows, telling these 16 little movies being a little bit more analogical. It is still a serialized story, but it's told through these very focused perspectives.
Interesting, almost like they're going to jump from characters to characters and have an episode directly related to those characters.
Yeah.
And maybe they all tie together.
Yeah.
I could see that.
I think that's going to be something that the audience really digs. There's these episodes like Al and Isabel or June and Dory that were super focused episodes that were some of our favorite stories to tell. And we're leaning into that a little more. That's something that's very exciting. Just what these characters are dealing with is very unusual to anything we've seen on the shows. Last season, there was a singularity of purpose, which is all of these characters landed in this place of needing redemption. These characters are going to be in very different places now, and that's going to add to the variety of storytelling, the conflict between the characters, and the drama that springs forth from that. For sure. I mean,
Sure.
for Ginny's group, we don't know where they're going. They're taking 3 or 4 of them in one place, 3 and 4 the next place.
Yeah.
We have no idea.
I mean,
where
I
they're going
will
right now.
say the story is it's sad. I will say that. I mean,
The end of season 5 was sad.
yeah. I mean, all of our characters who just love each other are just separated, and
It's like they did it. It's
They
like
did-
it's like Ginny knew it on purpose. Like it's like she knew that we got to separate all these people. Like how I mean, I know it was the writing, but it was just like you just separated everyone.
You think about it, it's probably the smartest thing to do for Ginny, right? Because you don't want these people communicating with each other and then revolting, right? The best way to extinguish a situation is to separate them in masses
to see how close
in ways
they are.
that they can never get back to each other,
or just to see if the others can work together. You know, the others who may not have worked together previously, see how well they do.
Yeah.
But yeah, sad.
I was talking to your showrunners Ian Goldberg and Andrew Chambliss about that. How interesting it was that the end of season 4 was all about everyone finally coming together, and now at the end of season 5, you split everyone apart. So here is Scott Gimple. That was after they couldn't have been more together and more on the same page, really just going down the same path completely. They're on a lot of different paths now, and that creates problems, and it creates these very intense reunions. Interesting. I like that. And just sort of widens the frame quite a bit. All of these different perspectives telling all of these different stories.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's going to have some intense reunions. He kind of goes on to say, when you talk about intense reunions, could one of these intense reunions involve Sherry? Here's his answer. It could. It's a pretty determined character. You never know. You don't want me to say for sure. Well, we've already been spoiled.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you can even tell from the thumbnail that I've chosen,
Fear the Walking Dead posted a picture, and with their tag, is this a dream or is it a reunion? And it shows the actress who plays Sherry, who was confirmed, her social media, she was down in Austin, Texas, so there were rumors, is she going to be filming or is she just down there visiting? Well, it's confirmed that she is going to be in season 6.
Yeah.
Now, it is interesting. Is it a dream or is it a reunion?
it is not a dream.
So
it is a reunion.
Because if you look at her clothes, of course she's going to be changing clothes. It's different. But I was also looking at what Dwight was wearing. I was looking at his hair. I was looking at what he was wearing. Is that similar to what he was wearing when we saw him in season 5? I think so, but I'll have to go back and look again.
Even so, he could change.
Yeah, he could change clothes.
Now, what won't change is the hair, depending on if we get a time skip, right? There could be a time skip, and his hair could grow back.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, guys, it's not a dream. There is a reunion.
They left an open-ended story, which was what his main goal was.
Yeah, what sucked about all this is that it had to be spoiled to us on Twitter from The Walking Dead, and it wasn't anything by us.
The official page.
The official page of The Walking Dead spoiled that.
Yeah, I mean, and this is months ahead of the release of
they haven't
season
even
6.
started filming yet.
They
Have
probably.
they?
Oh yeah, they have.
They have.
They have.
Yeah.
But I mean, would you rather have your fans, like, for us doing videos, like, is Sherry going to come back, and to us be surprised when we actually watch the video? Oh my God, it's Sherry.
We talked about it all last season.
Yeah.
When it was going to happen.
When we're going to get this reunion, when are they going to get Dwight to fulfill his character story? And now it's spoiled months before. It's like, why just?
I think in some way it could have been given. Like, how awesome would this? It would be heartbreaking, but how awesome would this have been if they had just got reunited before that final episode, or even in that final episode, all to be torn apart again by Ginny?
Yeah.
That would have added an element of Dwight being angry at this leader and wanting revenge, plus added, now I got to get back to Sherry. I just got her back. Now I've lost her again.
Yeah.
Like, that would have been awesome. And anyway.
So stay tuned. We'll definitely do a video about Sherry and Dwight and how she could kind of roll into season 6 and some theories that I have too. So cool stuff. Let's go to the next one. The next one's good.
Yep. But I asked if the Commonwealth was part of the CRM. What about this group of Ginnies that took everyone? Are they related to CRM? Now, we've discussed that. We've talked about this. So here we go. They are not. That's an example, like when we talk about the Commonwealth, when we talk about Ginny, that is a rich and interesting story, and it's big. We can have World Beyond touch upon it and actually sort of be living in it, and yet it still has this very, very different life in the movies, because obviously Rick was one of those helicopters. However big that story is, we don't want that to be the story of The Walking Dead. I think that stuff is going to be super cool and people are going to dig it. But The Walking Dead is The Walking Dead, and Fear the Walking Dead is Fear the Walking Dead. It's not like they might not touch upon it again, but it's super important that they have their own stories. We are developing other mythologies, like the CRM mythology, within this universe. And this is sort of the first mythology, but there's going to be more.
Cool. I like that point blank, Ginny is not CRM.
No. And we kind of knew that.
And we knew that.
The helicopter. When Althea said helicopter, and Ginny was like, honey, what are you talking about?
She wants to know about the helicopter.
Exactly.
She didn't know anything about it. But it's cool to know that, because we were thinking maybe she could be like a small faction of them or something, an outpost for them. But yeah, she's nothing there. Yep. So I like that. All right, so now we're getting into this, guys. So Entertainment Weekly asked, do you envision a time jump on Fear to get it more in line with the other shows in terms of time frame or not? Gimple says, that is something we're playing around with for the future. There's that term, playing around with, talking about the Rick Grimes movies. A time is actually going to be played around with on this season of Fear the Walking Dead. Yeah, who knows? I would love to get to be like Crisis on Infinite Earths. That would be super cool, but that's way down the line.
Do you get that reference?
I
don't.
I know the term, but I have to look at it. I'm not really sure, but I could see them doing a time skip. For how long they've been with Ginny. I'm not sure how long they would do a time skip for. A couple months, I would think. Maybe a year max.
It'd be nice to actually do a time skip, because then we could see what Ginny has put them through, right?
Yeah.
Like if
how she's evolved.
Yeah, and how she oppresses our characters.
Right.
And that adds elements to the story of season 6. Like if we open up the season with Ginny's just completely enslaved our people and they're going through all this, grief and separation, well, it makes Ginny look really bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we still don't know what we think of her. We know she's a villain, but she has these different sides of her that's like nice and evil. It's really weird right now. So
when you say time is going to be played with on the next season of Fear, what do you mean? We're going to see a lot of time pass. There's going to be a lot of time that can pass, yeah.
Okay. So then he just confirmed it. There's a time skip. Thank you, Scott Gimple, for being so forthright.
Yes.
And why didn't you answer it in the previous question?
Yes, exactly.
God, it's so weird. I mean, like, we're looking at these questions, and even the interviewer has to ask him twice, and he just says the same thing.
Even reading some of these questions, guys, it's weird how they're answered, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, he obviously doesn't want to give much away, but man.
God. So, yes, there's going to be a big time skip, apparently. So, let's go into this. There's some cool information about the universe. So, Entertainment Weekly asks, I don't know how you could have time for anything else while doing all these shows and the movies, but in terms of other forms, formats, video games, whatever, are there other things percolating in the Walking Dead universe, even if it's down the line more? Scott Gimple says, oh, absolutely. We're working on a big push of something I was working on originally, and then I got much more focused on the shows in my first year on this job and developing World Beyond and getting the movie going. We really do want to come out with different TV formats, meaning shorter things and then some event series, limited event series. I'm trying to get together a number of different types that we can show at different times during the year. And this focuses on characters we miss and we lost.
Ooh.
It focuses on aspects of that new mythology. It focuses on stories that occur in our universe and have nothing to do with anything. Nothing to do with the shows or the movies that are just these little zombie tales that happen in our world with our rules and our timeline, but are just really great zombie stories. Really great stories of the end of the world. I've been working on that with a variety of people, and that's actually proving to be super fun and interesting. I am super excited about this. We did a video a few months ago of a possible new Walking Dead story coming out about one single person. We did one. They're talking about doing a limited series about one single survivor.
Abraham.
Not sure about Abraham, but it could be somebody, which could be cool. And that's one thing people would want. They want something with Abraham.
We go back to characters he says that we lost. Glenn and Abraham would be perfect to have their own show.
You can do
or mini-series, right?
Yeah. I mean, you could do tons of people, just little, like he said, event series, which is really cool. Limited event series. That could be awesome.
You could even do current characters that are on shows, but just tell a part of their story that we don't know, maybe before they got to our group.
Right. Like, I kind of compare it to kind of how like the Star Wars franchise is doing side stories of things like that. Just do something short. Do a 10-episode limited series, a 6-episode limited series. That could be fantastic. Yeah. And it has nothing to do. You don't have to tie it into anything. It could be pre-apocalypse, or actually, you probably wouldn't want it pre-apocalypse, but you would want it like maybe right at the apocalypse. Like,
some of them would be cool pre-apocalyptic.
Yeah, you can start at the beginning and then roll into
Michonne's leading up to how she got to where she was. I mean, we know a little bit of her backstory, but getting that on, well, we can't anymore. She's gone, but
but no, I understand what you're saying. Like, you could do like Abraham, like first part of the series, pre-apocalypse, and then rolls into post-apocalypse, like when he first meets Eugene, Rosita, Negan, and they're bombing through Texas or whatever. Negan. They definitely got to do a Here's Negan, guys. Limited series of Here's Negan. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. People would want that. So, all right. We are down to the final question.
All right. What about filling in some backstories for characters and characters maybe that have already died along the way of The Walking Dead or other shows?
Same kind of question.
That's exactly what we're doing. I mean, it isn't the only thing that we're doing. It's not like everything is like Gotham. But that's one of the sort of the 3 kind of categories that we're tackling. It's awesome. It's awesome to be able to play with characters that we've lost, and it's awesome to fill in some of the blanks.
Now, you get the reference of Gotham, right? The TV show?
No.
Okay. So there's a TV show, Gotham. Basically, Gotham took place like years before.
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne, Bruce Wayne was there, but he was a little kid.
Yes. So we get the emergence of Joker.
Before
Penguin, he was
the
Joker.
Riddler. Yeah. I mean, you get everybody.
You get to see the birth of characters.
Exactly, their backstories. Yeah. And so, same kind of, basically it's the same question, just asking it differently, and he's answering it differently, but same kind of deal.
I would absolutely love, and we just said this, but I would absolutely love to open up an episode with Negan, his head buried in a hospital bed with his dying wife laying there, and he wakes up and she's zombified.
Yeah. Basically, go get the Here's Negan book out there and read that, and then let us know if you want to see that live action. We would.
Sweet, dude. That'd be awesome.
Guys, yeah, there's so many characters that they can do. I mean, they could go to get all of our characters that we've had. And one that they should really do is Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus would be cool.
What about Fear?
Strand would be awesome.
Daniel.
Daniel, for sure.
That dude's got some dark skeletons in his closet.
Daniel would be cool. Walker and Crazy Dog would be cool from Fear.
Walker.
Indian guy?
Oh, yeah.
Crazy Dog? Yeah. Walker and Crazy Dog would be cool. We kind of got Troy, but I think they could probably do more with Troy. They could definitely do more with Troy. We kind of got Troy's kind of backstory a little bit, but they could do more.
But you don't even have to do a backstory. You could take an element of their story after the apocalypse
before they met up with their group. Yeah.
Like Troy's adventures with his army, figuring out walkers.
Yeah, testing them, figuring out how long it takes for you to turn.
We got a little bit of that.
Just a little bit. But they can dive into it. We're definitely super excited for that. I think that's something that, they are planning. I think they could really make it work with limited series and things like that. We'll just have to see what their plans are. And it's going to be crazy to see who they decide to be the first one.
Yeah.
Who would they pick to be the first one in this limited series? They're probably going to go with a really important character like Abraham, Glenn, or Negan.
If we're going to go on someone that we've lost, I think Abraham is the front runner of a person that we've lost.
Abraham and
Glenn, yes. There is a big fan base for Glenn, but
it would probably be Abraham for me. Yeah, I do love Glenn, but it would be Abraham for me. Yeah. Oh, I'm excited for that.
Matter of fact, I think the actor that played Glenn said that he would not be interested in coming back. I thought I read that somewhere.
Yeah, I think he's mentioned that before, but I think if they come up with a limited series for him, I think he'd be down to do it, So let us know in the comments your thoughts of this 4-part interview, guys. We are super excited for some of the plans they have, and just let us know what you think Gimple said, and if he's just giving the answers we want to hear, or if I think he's being really truthful in a lot of these answers that he's given us. So
for the most part. Yeah, obviously, guys, he doesn't want to give us too much information. Yeah. But yeah, guys, let us know what you thought. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit that bell notification so you're always notified when we upload new content. I'm Josh.
I'm Jarrell.
We're NocBro Nation. We're out.